What's up, everybody? I'm Josh Meek, the Uber Geek. Welcome to Pretty Dece, your daily entertainment and pop culture show. Today on the show, we're going to talk about Stranger Things, which of course is the veritable phenomenon of a Netflix show. It follows a group of kids from the fictional small town of Hawkins, Indiana, as they get into some kind of retro-inspired monster movie-style shenanigans. It's definitely a show that merges lots of different genres, but is 80s tinged through and through. And if you haven't seen season 1 and 2 of Stranger Things so far, go now. Go watch it. It is 2018. There's no excuse. You need to watch one of the best shows to come out in the last several years. Stranger Things is fantastic. And Stranger Things is ridiculously good for lots of reasons. The chemistry of the main cast is fantastic. The writing and just general atmosphere and set building is kind of second to none. But one of the big things that Stranger Things gets right is the kind of retro 80s feel that is really at the core of the series. It really nails that feel of an 80s kind of monster adventure type movie really, really well, and just the general feel of the 80s and kind of what the 80s were like and the things that the kids were into and how they talk to each other. It's really, really well done in that regard. So Stranger Things now is continuing to capture that 80s feel as they move forward in seasons with this new teaser trailer that just came out for season 3. It's maybe the most kind of 80s-rific thing that they've done so far. This teaser is an advertisement for the newest thing to come to Hawkins, Indiana, and that is the Starcourt Mall. Of course, the 80s saw the rise of shopping malls, and with this new season, Hawkins is getting a shopping mall of their very own. This teaser spends a minute and a half showing off some vintage scenes of just kind of classic mall stores going on, classic mall things happening. And the stores are things that you might actually remember if you spent any time in malls in your youth. They show off stores like Claire's and Sam Goody, and it's really cool that they're using actual real stores to reference in their set, because that makes it feel more authentic. It actually feels like a mall that you've been in probably hundreds of times in your life. So I love that aspect of it. And of course, there are lots of scenes with kind of 80s fab extras moving about, doing their shopping in the mall. It's a very convincing mall. It's very, very cool. And I love that they made like an actual mall as a set. This isn't a green screen, it's not faked. This is like a straight up mall, all the scenes that they're showing, which is absolutely amazing. I don't know whether they retrofitted an existing mall or built this one from scratch, but it seems like they pulled out all the stops and didn't go halfway. They're able to do kind of big, wide, sweeping shots of the mall, and really you get the feel that they're inside a mall from the 80s. And I think that's really, really cool. Now, I'm assuming, because all the work that would have gone into getting this mall ready for this teaser, that the Starcourt Mall is new to Hawkins and will be featured kind of in a very large role in Stranger Things Season 3. I would guess that the kids spend a lot of time in Starcourt. Of course, from the trailer, we do know, we don't get a lot of a view of the main Stranger Things cast, but we do see Steve, so we know at least Steve is going to be in the mall because he has a job. He works for Scoops Ahoy Ice Cream. And he doesn't look too happy about this new job, but we know he'll at least be in the mall and he'll be serving up some ice cream. And in this teaser, he's joined by a girl that we don't recognize so far, but we know is a new cast member for Season 3. She's portrayed by Maya Thurman Hawke, and she's said to be kind of an alt girl, and is probably going to be a love interest of Steve since they're paired up at the ice cream shop together. Now, hilariously, I grew up in a small town in Indiana, almost exactly like Hawkins. Pretty small, not much going on, has a tiny little downtown. Of course, my town didn't have the Demogorgons and the creepy research facilities and the Upside Down, but other than that, it shared a lot of similarities with Hawkins, which is pretty cool to actually watch Stranger Things and get to compare those things. But one thing that I was thinking as I was watching this teaser is that there's absolutely no way that a town that size, the size of Hawkins and my hometown, could get a 2-story shopping mall out of nowhere. It's just not something that would have happened. A town my size didn't even have a shopping mall. The nearest one was, 35, 40 minutes away, and that was a tiny mall, a single-story mall, that was nowhere near the size of Starcourt. So, that's a minor little thing, but it's definitely something that I was thinking about as I was seeing this. It's the same problem, as I had with Parks and Rec, for example, which is also set in a fictional small town in Indiana, where they would show kind of all the amenities and things going on and concerts coming to Pawnee. And I just knew that that's not really something that's feasible for a town that size in Indiana. So it's not even so much of a gripe, it's just kind of a funny thing to note that sometimes we get a little extra thrown into these little small towns for the sake of a story. Nonetheless, I really love the direction it seems like they're going with season 3 of Stranger Things. I love the idea of setting it in this mall. I hope we get to spend a lot of time in the mall. And I hope we even get to see some monsters running around in the mall itself. Malls make great settings for scary movies and scary TV shows, and I really hope Stranger Things adds to that list. So that's going to do it for Pretty Dece. Thank you very much for joining me to talk about the new Starcourt Mall coming up in Stranger Things Season 3. Now, we won't see Season 3 until probably next summer is what they're saying, so we have a long time to wait and speculate. If you like this show and you want to see more new episodes of Pretty Dece premiere weekdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/PrettyDeceShow. You can also check out all the daily episodes on the podcast feed and the YouTube channel. You can find that at PrettyDeceShow.com/video. And of course, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Pretty Dece Show.